Awesome. Okay, so I want to welcome everybody to the Wednesday night Team B call. Nice to see so many smiling faces still in our peak of summer, but I can see some people are sitting by the pool, some are in their office. I don't see any naked pictures, so that's good. Or you just shut the camera off, so you might be naked, we just can't see you. Anyway, we are so excited to have Natalie. I always want to say Baldock, and I think that's how we say it, right? Baldock. She is a national marketing director from Australia. Her passion is whole food nutrition, and I remember seeing Natalie years ago at conference just touching on, I think, 50 Club with her best friend on stage, bawling her eyes out, and I went, who are these two amazing heartfelt women? I want to meet them. And I think we ran into each other in the gym one morning with Melissa and getting to know you. And ever since that, we've just been following you and just in awe of what you've created in Australia, which is just this tribe of people that just want to be healthy and have a different lifestyle. I think most of our team saw your veggie. Yeah, that's Natalie. That's who's on our call today. I think as soon as I saw that flyer, Natalie, I posted it out to the team and said, we need either one, Natalie to do a cross-country Canadian tour, or two, to put the dare out to our health professionals on our team that could probably speak that language. And we had a few volunteers. I'm looking on to see if Jen Pike is on. Jen Pike said she'd be up for the challenge, veggies and vaginas.
Well, you know, honestly, that was the funniest title I ever came up with for an event, and it has become my biggest brand. But there was a lady that came up to me one time and said, you know, I don't like the title of that event. And I said, well, I could have called it Carrots and CUNT, but I just decided to call it Veggies and Vaginas. And she went, oh my God.
That's awesome. I love it. It's so raw, it's so real. And I think that, you know, I mean, women, we talk about our vaginas to our best friends, I'm sure, all the time. So to be able to invite our friends and people that we love and care for to learn about how we can protect all body parts. So we were coming up with, how could we do it for men? What would be the title for men?
Oh, penises and pineapples, for sure.
Oh, there you go. I don't think we have any men on the call. Jen, who can we get to do penises and pineapple prevention flag?
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Anyway,
I'm so going to get in trouble from corporate.
Probably, right? Anyways, we're just so excited to have Natalie here. She is a mom. How old is your son now, Natalie? Is he 10?
He turns 8 in a couple of weeks.
Oh, 8. So she and you retired your hubby, right?
I did, and we're not together anymore, unfortunately.
Okay.
One of the things that really happened, and I think it was such a blessing, was that, you know, when we did retire him, we both kind of discovered that we wanted different things, and I think it was one of the best things that we could have done, because we never spent any time together. He worked away, you know, 3 weeks away, 2 weeks away, 1 week away, with 1 week home. And when he came home for that year, it was very organic. We're best friends. We absolutely adore each other, and, you know, we share Taj, and that's been a blessing. And, you know, we tag team beautifully. But, you know, I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have the Juice Plus business, because there's no way I could have left. Most women won't leave their husbands if they've got no money.
Yeah.
So very, very blessed.
Awesome. So let's get Natalie. We do these calls every Wednesday, and we're it's so exciting to share with our team. We have a lot of new people on our team to hear the stories and help them build their belief in the product and the business. So Natalie, we would just love to hear from you what your product and business story is like, and then we usually just open it up to our team with Q&A, if you're cool with that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you know, girls, my story is one that's probably very similar to all of yours. And you know, I just want to be very clear too. But I do Juice Plus, and Juice Plus is my core business, but I also have another company, and that is my events marketing and branding agency that I have, which basically I run events like Veggies and Vaginas. I run events like Branding You workshops, and that is totally separate to Juice Plus. But of late, they have kind of merged into one. So, you know, the reason being is because so many people get so inspired by the message that they want to know what else that I do and what else that we do. And it comes up in conversation and language. So, you know, so I just want to be really clear on that, because Veggies and Vaginas has got nothing to do with Juice Plus, and it really is a brand. But if people wanted to, people wanted to do something outside the box to engage a different type of audience, it's something that you should consider. It just brings a totally different type of person in. So anyway, my story is this, is that I worked as an event manager and had my own event management company called Blue Shoe Events Management, and we ran really big festivals, and I was asked to tender for the Paralympics and big companies like that, big events like that, and I loved it. I really loved it. I worked with a lot of famous West Australian artists and looked after their collections and sold those collections for the artists, and I loved it. However, when I had a baby, all of that dissolved, and I really had to find myself again. And, you know, most people when they have a baby, they really don't even know what they want. So I went and worked 3 hours a week in a fitness, in a gym, and just did customer service. And I loved it. I was talking to people every day, and, you know, I got paid $13 an hour. I think I got $39 for my little shift each week. And, you know, I wasn't really back in the work mode, but I was introduced to Juice Plus just after that because my health declined a little bit. I wasn't looking after myself again. I'd had this baby. Dan was working away. I was extremely tired. I was extremely undernourished. And I was introduced to Juice Plus by Bronwyn and Tamara Hunter. So Tamara Hunter is a doctor here in Australia. She's a gynecologist, obstetrician, exercise physiologist, head of fertility for WA and South Australia, two of our biggest states. And, you know, she's an amazing woman, and her mother and the three of us sort of got together and started talking about this product, and I was really interested, but kind of took my time to take it, kind of took my time to start the business. But because I wasn't looking for anything full-time, you know, I was just looking for something part-time, and I was always going back to my events management business. I was always going back to corporate Australia. You know, I was never going to stay a network marketer. I couldn't even hold that in my heart or say it out loud for the first 2 years, because I always thought that I would be going back, and I never thought that I would do party plan or network marketing or direct selling. It wasn't in my spectrum. But over time, what happened was that I just realised it was a very simple and easy and duplicatable way to actually engage with other women. And I said, you know, even if I go back to working my events management business, we do raise lots of money for children's charities and cancer research and all these other things, I'm never going to have the impact that I would if it wasn't for Juice Plus. Do you know, we now have over 1,000 distributors. We have over 12,000 customers running through the team in any 1 month. You know, it is amazing what we have achieved here in WA. Now, there's no way that my other business would ever allow me to touch that many lives. So for me, I just saw it as a natural way to reach the many. You know, so I've done this for 7.5 years now, and I can't see myself doing anything else. So my story is really that I started this in WA in Western Australia with my beautiful friend, you know, Carla Thomas and Tracy Biggins. We would kind of like the three of us doing things here. And Bronwyn and Tamara had been, involved in Juice Plus here for 8 years with Hillary and Helen Frost. And they had kind of done it for a long time but hadn't really pushed that ginormous traction. And I just saw this fruit and vegetable concentrate and went, this is not for one market. This is for the many, but it's also for mums. Mums need this. So we started doing wine and wellness events in the home, and we had like 3 or 5 people around a coffee table, and we did that 3 to 5 times a week. So we were sitting there for hours with people. So we'd sit there, do an hour presentation, and then 2 hours after we'd really engage with them and say to them these simple things. So you don't want to really, how many fruits and vegetables do you eat every day? And they'd be like, well, I don't know. So just tell me what you're eating across the course of the day and do that in under 90 seconds. And they'd say, this. And we'd say, so really you're eating 1 to 1.5 cups of fruit and veg a day. Do you realise that you need to eat 7 to 10 to be healthy? Do you realise you're lacking so many nutrients? Do you realise that energy comes from plants? And they'd be like, wow. I said, that's why we do Juice Plus, because we also sometimes on days, don't have that much. And so we just had the same language over and over and over again. And that was our formula, and that worked for us. It was so simple. And then what we would also do is share so many different people's stories at the events, and we would share our stories, they would share their stories, and just the stories alone would allow the people to make choices around what they were hearing. And we always, before we would go to an event, we would let go and let God. And I don't know if everyone understands that, but I just say whatever comes out my mouth has got nothing to do with Natalie Baldock. It's got everything to do with what is supposed to be said. And I just let God speak through me. And it's not a religious thing. This is just a spiritual thing. So I abolished that fear of public speaking a long time ago, because I say it's not about me, it's about them. It's God speaking through me to them. Whatever the outcome is exactly what they need to hear. And I've just trusted in that. Even when I speak in front of 3,000 or 300 or 5, I do the same thing every time. And it always works. And every time, no word of a lie, no fail. Every time, what happens is something or someone sparks. Something beautiful happens every time, and I focus on that. So I go, oh, that was amazing. Thank you so much for enlightening that one person. And because I focus on that every single time, and I'm eternally grateful for that every single time, more and more and more it continues to happen. I don't focus on the stuff that goes wrong, because so much stuff goes wrong. You go, oh shit, I forgot the complete. I'll just hold up my fake packets of complete and say, oh, but I just, and also too, I'm not perfect. I'm really silly. I'm giddy. I'm like Dory. I forget things. I'm not clever. I'm just Nat, and I always say to people, please don't look at me as this big foodie that eats perfectly, because I love fish and chips and I love burgers. As long as they're as healthy as possible, I still love that stuff. I just want to teach you what I know, what works for me, and this is the reason why I stay within Juice Plus, and the reason why I educate on fruits and vegetables is to keep me accountable to my health. I can't stop doing this because I need to keep myself healthy, and this keeps me accountable to all of you. And so that's so real that I've never been, labeled as the perfect person or the puritanical, which is so ridiculous. There's perfect friends. They're really hard to be best friends with, right? Well, I'm not the perfect friend. I'm the friend with faults, and I'm weird, and I'm crazy, and I'm fun, and, I'm silly, and I'm stupid, and I get things wrong, and sometimes I say things the wrong way, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I just kind of make it up as I go, and this is just who I am. And I think people relate to that because real is relatable. So you've got to be as real as possible when you speak to people. So that's my product and business story. And really we've gone from, 24 Club NMD to 100 Club, 18 months later. And now we're moving towards 200 Club. And it was a bit sticky at 100 Club for a good year. I had a divorce and lots of things went on and it was a little bit crazy. But, oh, my gosh, did I just fall apart and cry a million times over being so grateful for my paycheck, because when I wasn't as focused as I possibly could be and when I wasn't, really in that momentous, strong state, my paycheck was still the same. It was the same for a whole year. And, I was in micromanagement, so I was kind of like just managing my team but not growing myself. And then I went to Phoenix last year, and Phoenix shifted something in me. I just went, there's something in me that just went, I'm Natalie Baldock. I'm bloody Natalie Baldock. And I don't know what that means. You should all say about yourself, right? Like, you don't have to be someone. You just have to be yourself, right? So team B is be you, be real, be yourself. And that's kind of our brand in the team. But, I just went, oh, my God, I'm Natalie Baldock. I'm my mother's daughter. I'm my father's daughter. I'm my grandmother's granddaughter. I'm amazing. And I went, I've got to get out there. So I just decided to speak to 10 new people a day since Phoenix. And that's what I've done. And that has grown my business like 10 customers a month, 1 to 3 franchisees a month. And guess what's happening? My team's doing the same. I have a massive action group, and it's my top 10. And basically these girls I handpicked, and basically said to them, I believe you can speak to 10 new people a day. And they all were completely freaked out by it. And I said, I'm putting you in the group. If you don't do it for one day, I'm kicking you out of the group. And this is because I love you and I believe in you. So I have these 10 girls in this group, and I honestly, my paycheck went up $2,000 last month because of these 10 women.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, wow, right? Wow. And be strategic when you pick your 10, okay? Because you want to pick them in lots of lines and you don't want to pick them too deep. You want to pick them 1 or 2 generations down, and you want to pick them in all these different lines, and you want to get really smart about it. But also, too, you'll see some diamonds you want to put into that group, right? But this massive action group has been beautiful. Guess what's happened? They keep leaving the group to set up their own top 10 groups. Now there's all these like top 10 groups everywhere, and it's crazy. And then some teams who are a bit, they want to work slower, they've done a top 3 group or a top 5 group, and they're growing. And I'm just watching all of this organic popcorn effect go crazy all around me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, because I got out of my own way. Because I'm fucking Natalie Baldock. I don't know the language. That's so Australian. I'm so sorry. But the thing is, that's what we've all got to get to. That's what you've all got to get to. You've got to stop bullshitting yourself. We all have a bullshit story. Oh, my husband and I were not good. Well, no. Use that as fuel to be amazing, right? Go, right, we're not good, but I'm going to be great at this, right? Or, my kids really need me at the moment. There's so much going on with school. No. Bull dust. Absolute bull dust. That it's ridiculous. Really what we need to concentrate on each and every day is what we can manage and what we can do, and really strongly focus on that. And so I always say to my girl, all of my team, all the time, is that a bullshit story? And they say, yeah, it's my bullshit story. I'll give you an example. One of my gorgeous girlfriends, Sammy Reed, and she's in the business, frontline to me. She's incredible. She basically, hold on one second. She basically said to me that I don't want to do the top 10 group because, it's really overwhelming with all the Voxer messages each and every day. And I said, oh, really? I said, okay. So you just want to sit where you're at right now. You're really happy with SC right now. She goes, oh, but I'm going to get to SSC. And I said, how? And she was like, Nat, why are you doing this to me? And I said, I'm asking you how. Tell me how. And she goes, I'm just going to work really hard. I said, okay, who are you going to be accountable to? Are you going to be accountable to yourself? And she goes, well, and she just was floored, right? I said, I'm putting you back in the top 10 group. You need to do that. It's extremely important. We put her back in and boom, she's on fire again because she's got this group of women that are so encouraging and loving and inspiring, and she's just like, I have to do this. And she was kind of, you know, when you get a little bit, I don't want to do it, but then you have to do it, and then all of a sudden you go, oh, wow, I just got a new franchisee. Wow, I just got 2 new customers. It's like, okay, I have been in my bullshit story, right? So this is what we do in Australia right now, is we're doing 90-day game plan from September 11th onwards. And our 90-day game plan is not this horrendous thing. It is like, okay, I'm committed to speaking to 3 new people a day for the next 90 days. It can be by text, it could be by Voxer, it could be by Facebook Messenger, it could be by, you know, 1,000,001 things. It doesn't have to be physically go out of your home and meet someone, right? You sit in your comfort zone and then you get comfortable. And then when you're, you know, you've got to push yourself out of the uncomfortableness. So you've got to go and layer all the time. So it's really important to understand that when you get really comfortable and it's been the same and you're not getting results for a while, you need to switch your focus from setting the intention of speaking to 3 to 5 or 10 to being results driven. I'm not going to stop today until I get that 1 customer. I said that I'm going to speak to 10 a day so I get 10 customers a month, and I want 3 franchisees a month. And if I'm getting towards the end of the month and that hasn't happened, I'm going to start being results driven. I'm not going to speak to 10. I'm going to keep going each day until I get a customer. I'm going to keep going each day until I get a customer. And that's what we're doing here, is we're becoming extremely results driven. And results is what is actually driving our business right now. Because we can all be fluffy and go meet people for coffee. But yes, you've set the intention that you want to speak to these people and you want to share Juice Plus, but what are the results? You know that like you're sitting in a bingo hall and you go, oh my God, I'm going to win. And then you hold the ticket and then you go, oh my God, you know, I'm actually going to win. And then you do. That's the shift that you need to make in your heart. So really what we've done is we've gone from doing the business 3-5 times a week in people's homes physically to now setting up events where people pull into and being extremely results focused and using social media so much more. One of the things that we're doing here now is creating brands. Our story becomes our brand. Okay, then what we do is we set up a business page, and then we create ads and boost posts within that business page, and we post every day at the same time. Now, I'll give you an example. Is I did a post that said, join my wellness tribe. And it was a picture of 4 women in bed together with the doona up to their chest, and they all had smoothies in their hands. It says, join my wellness tribe. And it said, I'm looking for women aged 35 to 45 years old that are wanting to work in the wellness industry alongside of myself. If you are a corporate wanting out or an entrepreneur wanting leverage, please private message me for more information. And then when I had 86 responses and I got 20 customers and 8 franchisees, and it took me 2 weeks to contact people.
Wow. That's amazing.
You see, but it's very direct. It's extremely direct. If you're being fluffy, how do they know what you want? Like, creating curiosity is wonderful, right? Like, oh, look at my new house on the beach. Oh, people go, how did you do that? You know? But at the same time, you know, hey guys, I've had someone knocking at my door for the last 10 minutes and I'm ignoring it. Can I duck down and go and just say?
Go.
Okay, sorry, I'm so sorry.
I love that business idea. Is that ever created? Did you hear that? 20 new customers and 8 new franchisees. Wow. I'm going to have to reread this and write it down. That's incredible. If anybody got on late, she's in her dream home on the beach. If you guys are following her, she posted a couple weeks ago that she bought her her dream home in Perth, Australia. That's where she does a lot of her events now, in her house and on the beach. Pretty cool to see. It's great. Can you post the idea on Team B? Yeah. Absolutely, we can.
It's Monique, my beautiful friend. Okay, so, you know, so I don't know if anyone wants to ask questions around social media, but I'll tell you right now, if you don't want to do it by social media and you just want to do it by heart, you will build a great business, but you've got to move fast and you've got to do a lot of man hours. But if you do things on social media, you are going to catch up with the rest of the world. Now, we listened to Gary Vee, and he actually wrote Eric Worre's book with him. So if you want to Google Gary Vee, you will see how inspiring he is. He swears a lot. I do apologise. But he made me get out of my own way. You know, he said something to an audience member. The audience member said, I want to legalise marijuana in the state of Arizona. Let's just make it up. And Gary Vee said, no, you don't. And he goes, and this guy said, yes, I do. And he goes, well, why don't you move to a state where it's legal and learn everything about how they legalised it and then bring that information back to Arizona and legalise it? And the guy went, oh, I haven't. He goes, you have to do whatever it takes to be excellent. You have to do whatever it takes to help someone heal. You have to do whatever it takes to help that franchisee grow into their best self. You have to do whatever it takes to love at the highest level. If you're upset with someone, you must love them at the highest level. It's the only way you grow a business. Someone's doubting the business, they're upset, they don't like their upline, they don't like their downline. Love them at the highest level. You know, what that means is just be present with them and say, look, I understand you're having problems. But the vision and the mission of what we're doing is to help people be well, to help people be wealthy. Put all of your emotions aside, because emotions burn business and love grows business. So when you become emotional, your business will die. And when you love at the highest level, your business will grow. So what we do with the social media is really build relationships through social media, and then we actually go and meet them, right? And we grow our business and we put the heart back into it when we meet up with them. So we use social media as a way to make a new friend. And I also do one thing that most people won't do, is I meet them and I just interview them and make sure they're right for my team. Because if they're not, I'll sort of say, look, we're not hiring at the moment. We actually are at full capacity. And I'll say, look, you're more than welcome to buy the product. But, you know, to join the business, we are at full capacity. But I wanted to honour the relationship that we've made over social media. And so that just protects me from inviting people into the business that don't have the hearts that we all have. So that's how we've grown it. We've grown it with love, social media. We used to do it all physically. Now in the last 2 years, it's been all through social media, and it's really growing at a rapid rate. Social media has changed the way we communicate across the world. I feel like I'm looking at all your faces and I know you. I see Jen's there, and, you know, there's Nicole, and I've seen you guys on social media before. So I'm like, oh, you know, and Nicole and I have spent very little time together, but we feel like we're really close because of social media. And you go to an event and someone says to you, you know, oh my gosh, hi. And you're like, hi. And you're like, oh, that's right. We met online. So it is the way we communicate now. It is, and don't be afraid of it. If you're old school, because there's lots of old school girls in this team, right? If you're old school, just get with the program. So I've got an old school franchisee who's been in the business for 17 years in Australia. She came to my branding workshop and she said, Natalie, I have to get up to speed with this. She goes, I love beautiful things and I love being a grandma. How do I monetize that in my Juice Plus business? I said, you are going to set up a page called The Glamour Nanny. And you were going to show nannies how to retire early and be at home with the grandkids and earn a little bit of pocket money so they can spoil the grandkids. That's her brand, and she is killing it. Right? So don't be afraid. Like, she's 60 and she's awesome. And she's like, every day, she's like, okay, I'm going to press send on this post. I'm really nervous. I said, just push the button. She just gets, oh, and then she gets all these responses. You know? She wrote this post the other day that said she was shopping and she had handbags, right, that she'd bought. And she said, remember, ladies, shopping is exercise. It's so cute, you know. So we teach a lot of branding stuff, a lot, which is really cool. You know, who are you? What do you represent? What are your values? Live in those values. Create a brand around that. Set up a page around that. Link it to Juice Plus. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just talking. Like, Nicole, is this what you guys want?
This is amazing. Absolutely. Yeah, we just had somebody say, like, how do you grow through social media? But I think you're answering kind of the question. It sounds like you do a combination. I mean, I would follow Natalie so that you can see what she's doing. There's some, in my opinion, some really big names in the business that are really building their business through social media. Michelle Ball is another one that builds very big that you want to follow. Who else is big that does? Sandy B, who's coming to Toronto next month. She is great. You will get a feeling of how these women post, which is really just authentic, heartfelt, raw. Oh my goodness, so raw, so real. Makeup's on, makeup's not on, you know, just it's just who they are, and they're sharing their vulnerability with the world. That they're sharing their family, they're sharing their they're being positive, they're making people curious. So you know, that question is, how do you grow through social media? That in my opinion is probably the biggest. And then, as Natalie said, like with her getting creative with her business posts, right? And having that I can vision. I didn't see that post, but like to see women in bed with smoothies, like it's going to capture people's attention. I think that's just brilliant.
Yeah, we've got a new girl that does Jungle Body. I don't know if you know what Jungle Body is, but it's like a dance class. It's all very jungle and dancing, and it's amazing. And she's got a new brand that's bringing booty back. And so bringing booty back is about how she survived adrenal fatigue by going out into the fitness world and applying Juice Plus. So she's got this huge following of people that just want to get all this energy out and like take their Juice Plus and have the energy to do stuff. And I went and did her class yesterday and I posted it on my page. And oh my gosh, I was like, whoop, whoop. I was like screaming and yelling. And I was like, this is so much fun. And so she does these classes for her Juice Plus girls, and they bring 2 or 3 friends and have fun, and then they talk about Juice Plus at the end. Super simple, once a week, right? And then she does it all on social media, and she reaches out to people, and she's this really engaging, beautiful mummy with 3 kids, you know?
Love it.
Yeah.
Let's open it up to, we got 9:34, and I know Natalie has to go soon to get ready for her 10 o'clock. Is there anybody that would love to ask a question to Natalie about her growth and how she's upon 200 club and how she's doing it? Anybody?
Just unmute yourself and let's just have a conversation. It's great. I love this.
Does anybody? We usually have such a chatty to Sarah.
I know. I was getting ready to unmute. I'm like, do I say anything? Thank you very much for everything you've said. I really love it. I'm starting out with social media, getting really big with social media. And what we've done with our team is we've created a team Facebook page where we're posting our events from to create like a brand outside of Juice Plus. So are you using any sort, like I'm using Hootsuite to manage my social media? Do you have any secrets on how to manage your social media? Is that what you guys are doing? Did you buy the bigger version? I was thinking of doing that so I can sponsor one more person on my team. But
well, I did use Hootsuite. I don't anymore because I decided I'm only going to use Facebook.
Okay.
I just went, nah, I don't need to go to all those channels. It's overwhelming checking Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. I was like, whoa. And I'm like, whoa. I'm 41 years old, girls. You know, like I'm not 20 sitting on my phone like this all day long. That's not my thing, right? I want to be at the beach. So I just check in morning and night, and I don't only use Facebook, but I did use Hootsuite when I was sending things out to multiple channels. But now what I do is every morning I post early AM. When people wake up, roll up, then they look on their phone, and they'll usually just go on there and, you know, and they'll respond. Or they will, you know, check at lunchtime and check in the evening. So I post at 6:45 in the morning. I post at 5:30 at night time if I post twice a day. And I always rotate through my values. My values are personal growth and personal development. So I'll do something like inspirational wisdom, motivation, and then it's lifestyle and leadership. So I'll post like, you know, team stuff and living the life and the leadership stuff. And then I'll also post education. So I'm always the expert in my field when it comes to whole food nutrition. Did you know? Were you aware that celery has 22% sodium in it, and so do your bones? And if you eat celery every day, it'll give you a daily dose of sodium to your bones. You know, and just stuff like that. You know, sometimes I get a bit controversial, see what types of people I can pull from. But that's my naked word page. Right? But as my personal brand on my personal page, I just post everything is natural, the things that I love. I just share love and gratitude and just the things that I love. I just flow. And I don't post when I'm not authentic. Like I haven't posted for a week, because I am exhausted from moving house and I don't feel excited by anything at the moment. I have 60 boxes in my garage and I want to get that done so I can just boom, straight back into my business. So, no, I don't post when I'm not feeling integrity and authenticity, right? I don't feel yes, it's beautiful at the beach. I haven't done my beautiful big post on the beach like I've arrived and I'm here, and I haven't done that yet because I don't feel settled yet. Right? So be authentic. I have my own personal page as my brand, and then I have the naked word. But I also have 6 other pages for teams. So I have my Team B page where it's only just flyers and events and what's going on with the company. And then I have how to play it up and different things where I've got all my, and then Whole Food Heroes, which is my customer page, which has 5,000 people on it. Right? So, and I have a social media manager now. Now that I'm earning enough money to pay someone $400 a month to manage my social media, I basically sit with her once a week for an hour, tell her what I want to be posted all week, and she drives that. And then she just sort of texts me and said, you better check Facebook. There's 86 people that responded to that post. Right? So, and also too, I'm really clever. Like the 86 people, when I responded to them, I had a little text. Tell me about yourself. I need to know more about who you are as a human being, right? Because I didn't want to say, it's Juice Plus, right? I want to know about them. Then when I liked their story and their story was really beautiful, I actually said, look, I'm taking, because of the massive amount of people that have responded to this ad, I'm doing 15-minute appraisals, 15-minute calls, interviews over the next 2 weeks. Which time slot suits you best? And then they fill in the time slots, and then I just call. And sometimes I don't really have 50, 60, 70 calls. I have 1 or 2 per day because I stretch it out. And then I spend an hour sometimes I spend up to an hour with someone, really engaging them, talking to them, getting to know them, and then making an appointment. And so, you know, it's amazing. Social media is amazing because I'm also, when I create an ad, I'm being specific about my target market, 35 to 45, Perth women in the metropolitan area, corporates, entrepreneurs. They love shopping at Zara, they love shopping at Q Design, they love shopping at Lorna Jane, Lululemon. Like I'm looking at an exclusive group, right? So when I put all that into my ad, then that's the type of people I get. And they're just like me. I'm looking for me. I'm looking for women. I have tons of energy, work ethic, strong, beautiful, you know, like I'm looking for a mirror of me. So I'm branding myself when I create my ads. Does that make sense, Sarah? Yeah, okay.
Awesome. That is so great. And then where do you actually put that ad then? So once you create that ad, are you putting it on, like, you can't do it on your personal page, or you're doing it on your business page?
Yeah, so on the naked word, you go up to the top right and you click the drop down box that says create ad.
Yeah, okay, so it's business page. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys, you know what? When you try to say, oh, I sell Juice Plus to everyone from 18 to 80, right? You're going to spread yourself thin. You have to have a million different types of conversations. But if you say, I am a girl that suffered with systemic candida for 14 years, so I'm looking for women that are my age group, corporates wanting out, but I'm also do ads around my veggies and vaginas too. Like I'm looking to help women that have had reproductive issues, systemic candida, polycystic ovarian syndrome, endometriosis, and then I get a stream of new clients that come through and book a 1 hour appointment with me to sit down and talk about their health, and I sell them Juice Plus. That's the end game. That's the result part.
Yeah.
And I love that because, I get to talk in my values. I get to say, this is my experience and this is how I got over this. And this could be a pathway for you too. And Juice Plus has been a massive part of that. And I recommend it to everybody. In actual fact, I don't work with clients that aren't on Juice Plus now because the recovery is so much longer. And I actually want to move people through to the health status really quickly. So I say, Juice Plus is something I essentially want you to be on if you're going to be my client. And they go, okay. Because you say it with strength and you say it with like, I don't know, it's just in you. Get out of your own way. Juice Plus is incredible. If you don't believe Juice Plus is incredible, if you don't believe this company is incredible, if you don't believe this community is incredible, you need to get out of the bullshit story and start reading and researching and understanding who we are as a company and who we are as a business, because there's no better company in the world. Honestly, I don't want to be anywhere else. 8 years, 7.5, 8 years now, I'm completely sold. So that whole thing about network marketing, now I get up in front of people on a Tuesday night and I go, I just want to be really clear with everybody before we start. For all those people that are really worried about network marketing, I love network marketing. I love multi-level marketing. I love what we do completely. I'm completely invested in the industry. So if you're really uncomfortable with network marketing, I really want you to get over it today, because I'm cool and I don't want you not to think I'm cool. So I've made network marketing cool in my world, and that really works. People go, well, she thinks it's okay. It must be okay. Because you've got to be that confident about it,
Yeah.
Network marketing is really cool, by the way. Richard Branson just said publicly that network marketing will be the biggest industry by 2025. Gary Vee, who's one of the biggest brands of motivation in the world, helped write Eric Worre's book. Eric Worre is kind of cool for a bald guy, and their network marketing is super cool. It's like the best thing ever. So if you don't believe in it, get over that, because it's the best way to connect with humanity and fastest way to connect to humanity.
Amazing. Thank you, my dear Natalie. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. We recorded it so we can get it out to the rest of the peeps that weren't able to join us live. We get to see you in just over a month. Are you coming to St. Louis?
No. We don't do the October anymore, because we're starting to do the March now, because it's closer for us to fly and cheaper. It's been really hard to get that far.
Yeah.
For our teams, we usually get 5 or 10 going, whereas we get like up to 40 going, 50 going for March. So we're not coming, unfortunately. But why don't you guys come to our Australian conference? There's going to be 3,000 people there next year on the Gold Coast, and you're more than welcome to come. And I can tell you right now, it's like a Tony Robbins rock concert. I think the Canadians need to come to our conference. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So March?
Yeah. I know that St. Louis will be fun, right? But ours is 10 times funner.
That sounds great. Who's in with me? Who's coming in March? Yeah, Sarah? That's great. Oh my goodness. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. And we're just so excited that we've got people like you that we can mentor and follow and inspire to and learn from. And just thank you for being such a rock star for us. We love you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. And please call on me anytime. Private message me if you want to ask any questions.
Awesome. Thanks, Nat.
Okay,
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good night.